This is Shoftim, the book of Judges. We're starting the book of Judges today, Judges chapter 1, moving right along in the Yehoshua, Sofer, Chadash series of the Tanakh. And with God's help, Mirz Hashem, we're starting to read and try to, with Mirz Hashem, with all the Tanakh, go through it and read each verse, English and Hebrew, and ask questions where there are questions, and give explanations where it can be explained. And we just finished the book of Joshua, because Joshua has 24 chapters, and we're starting now the book of Judges, chapter 1. ויהי אחרי מות יהושע וישאלו בני ישראל באדוני לאמור מי יעלה לנו אל הכנעני בתחילה להילחם בו. And it was after the death of Joshua the son of of Joshua. This is Joshua. I'm used to saying son of Nun, but it was after the death of Joshua that the children of Israel asked of the Lord, saying, "Who shall go up for us first against the Canaanites to fight against them?" Vayomer Adonai, Yehuda ya'aleh, hine natati et haaretz biyado. And the Lord said, "Judah shall go up. Behold, I have given the land into his hand." Now, just a quick question right off the top. When it says, they asked God, who will go, and then it says, God said, Judah will go. What are they, how did they do that? We don't have any, at some point they would ask the Urim Tumim or something. Is that here? Rashi doesn't seem to say. Yehuda Yaleh, Shevi Yehuda Yaleh, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't say how the Lord spoke to them. Did it come down in a voice from heaven? Was there a gospel? Did the heaven open up and everyone heard it? The Lord said. It says they asked God. How did they ask God? Was it Urim to him? I don't know. So I'd be curious to know in what way God spoke to them. Okay, it doesn't say. Just says that the Lord said, Judah should go up, I have given land. Behold, I have given the land to his hand. Okay. ויאמר יהודה לשמעון אחיו עלה איתי בגורלי ונלחמה בכנעני והלכתי גם אני איתך בגורלך וילך איתו שמעון. And Judah said to Shimon his brother, come up with me into my lot, and we will fight. I think this fly is sent by the Canaanites to disturb our learning. What do you think? Vayal Vayal Yehuda. Okay. Judah says to Shimon and his brother, come up with me into my lot, and we will fight against the Canaanites, and I will also go with you into your lot. And Shimon went with him. Vayal Yehuda v'yitain Adonai et Kanani v'aperizi b'yadam v'yakum b'bezek 10,000 ish. Oh, did I get it? That was a Canaanite. That was a Canaanite fly. Sent to disturb my learning. All right. And Yehuda went up, and the Lord gave the Canaanites and the Perizzites into their hands, and they smote them in Bezek, 10,000 men. Okay. Vayimtzu et Adoni Bezek beBezek v'yilachamu bo. And they found Adoni Bezek in Bezek and fought with him, and they smote the Canaanites and the Perizzites. Vayanas Adoni Bezek v'yirdev acharav ויאחזו אותו ויקצצו את בהונות ידיו ורגליו. And Adoni-Bezek fled, and they pursued him, and they caught him. And they cut off his thumbs and his big toes. Ooh, I wonder why they did that. Okay. Vayomer Adoni-Bezek. Does Rashi say? Let's see. Does Rashi say why they cut him off? Why? Why did they do it? Doesn't say. Doesn't give a reason. There must be something to it, but maybe they didn't know. Maybe these are all piece sewed. Maybe these are secrets. Maybe these are this story, Anyway, Adoni-Bezek, they cut off his thumbs and his big toes. Okay. ויאמר Adoni-Bezek 70 מלאכים בהונות ידיהם ורגליהם מקוצצים היו מלקטים תחת שולחני כאשר עשיתי כן שילם לי אלוהים ויביאוהו ירושלים אל שם. I just have to be a little bit patient and wait one verse, and here it is. And Adoni-Bezek said, 70 kings, having their thumbs and their great toes cut off, gathered food under my table, as I have done, so has God punished me. He cut the thumbs and toes of 70 kings, it looks like. And they brought him to Jerusalem, and he died there. Okay. וילחמו בני יהודה בירושלים וילכדו אותה ויקוע לפי חרב את העיר שלחו באש. And the children of Judah fought against Jerusalem and captured it, and smote it with the edge of the sword and set the city on fire. It's interesting terminology, shilchu ba'esh. Usually it's yisrafu ba'esh, it's burned it with fire. But why shilchu? It's like they sent fire to it. I wonder what they're implying by that. ירדו בני יהודה להילחם בכנעני היושב ההר והנגב והשפלה. And afterward the children of Judah went down to fight against the Canaanites, the inhabitants of the mountains of the south and of the lowland. Vital. All right. Continuing, where were we? And afterward the children of Judah went down to fight against the Canaanites, the inhabitants of the mountains of the south of the lowland. That's where we were. וילך יהודה אל הכנעני היושב בחברון, ושם חברון לפנים קריית ארבע, ויכו את ששי, את אחימן, ואת תלמי. We just read about the Parshas. Hebron. Last week was Chayesar. And Judah went to the Canaanites that dwelt in Hebron. Now, the name of the Hebron, the name of Hebron formerly had been Kiriath Arba, and they smote Sheshai and Achiman and Talmai. Okay. וילך משם אל יושבי דביל, ושם דביל לפנים קריית ספר. And from there he went to the inhabitants of Devir. Now, the name of Devir formerly had been Kiryat Sefer. ויאמר כלב אשר יכה את קריית ספר ולכדה, ונתתי לו את אכסה ביתי לאישה. And Caleb said, he that shall smite Kiryat Sefer and capture it, to him I will give Achsa, my daughter, for a wife. וילכדה עתניאל בן כנז, אחי כלב, הקטון ממנו, ויתן לו את אכסה ביתו לאישה. And Othniel, son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother, captured it. And he gave him Achsa, his daughter, for a wife. It's interesting that Caleb is Ben Yefuneh, but Othniel is Ben Kenaz, but it says that he was a brother of Caleb. So how is it that Othniel's father was Kenaz and Kalev's was Yefuneh. What makes it interesting is that it's Yefuneh HaKnizi. So, yeah. Okay, it's a question. Who was Caleb's father really, and why was he a Kenizi? What's the origin of the word the Kenizzite? We see that his brother was Ben Kenaz. So that's very interesting that it's connected to Kenizi. But why is it not Asniel ben Yefuneh if it's his brother? So you're saying maybe they had a different father. But if they had different fathers, then who was Yefuneh HaKnizi? Was he a Kenizzite? That's not Jewish. How is he from the tribe of Judah then? Maybe you're adopted is good. That's the question. Othniel ben Kenaz achi Kalev הקטן ממנו ויתן לו את אכסב ביתו לאישה ויהי בבוא ותסיתהו לשאול מאת אביה השדה ותצנח מעל החמור ויאמר לה כלב מלך. And it was when she came to him that she persuaded to ask of her father in the field. She leaned off the donkey, and Caleb said to her, What do you want? What would you like? Malach, what is to you? What do you want? Atomer lo hava li bracha. Yeretz hanegev natati v'natata li gulot mayim v'yitena Kalev et gulot ilit ve'et gulot tachtit. And she said to him, this is Achsa, I'm guessing, yeah, it must be, give me a blessing, for you have given me dry land, and you should give me springs of water. And Caleb gave her the upper springs and the lower springs. Uvene keni choten Moshe alu meir hatmarim et bnei Yehuda midbar Yehuda asher b'negev arad vayelech v'yeshiv et ha'am. And the children of Cani, the father-in-law of Moses, went up from the city of date palms, which with the children of Judah, into the wilderness of Judah, which is south of Arad, and he went and dwelt with the people. וילך יהודה את שמעון אחיו, ויכו את הכנעני יושב צפת, ויחרימו אותה, ויקרא את שם העיר חורמה. And Judah went with Shimon his brother, and they smote the Canaanites that inhabited Safed, or Tzfat. Interesting, it was there back then. And destroyed it, and they called the name of the city Hormah. So where is Tzfat today? Why is it not Hormah today? Where is Hormah today? וילכוד יהודה את עזה ואת גבולה ואת אשקלון ואת גבולה ואת עקרון ואת גבולה. And Judah captured Gaza with its territory, Ashkelon with its territory, and Ekron with its territory. ויהי אדוני את יהודה ויורש את ההר, כי לא להוריש את יושבי העמק, כי רכב ברזל להם. And the Lord was with Judah, and they drove out the inhabitants of the mountains, but they could not drive out the inhabitants of the valley, for they had iron chariots. Rechev barzel. Okay. ויתנו לכלב את חברון, כאשר דיבר משה ויורש משם את שלושה בני הענק. And they gave Hebron to Caleb as Moses had spoken, and he drove out from there the three sons of the giant. ואת היבוסי יושב ירושלים לא הורישו בני בנימין וישב היבוסי את בני בנימין בירושלים עד היום הזה. And the children of Benjamin did not drive out the Jebusites that inhabited Jerusalem. And the Jebusites dwelt with the children of Benjamin in Jerusalem until this day. ויעלו בית יוסף גם הם Beit El v'Adonai imam. And the house of Joseph, they also went up to Bethel, and the Lord was with them. Vayatiru bet Yosef bebet El, Shem ha'ir lefanim Luz. And the house of Joseph caused to spy Bethel. Now the name of the city formerly was Luz. Vayiru ha'shomrim ish yotze min ha'ir, vayomru lo, har'enu na et mevo ha'ir, ve'asinu imcha chesed. And the watchers saw a man leave the city, and they said to him, "Show us now the entrance to the city, and we will deal kindly with you." Vayar'em et mevo ha'ir, vayaku et ha'ir lefi charev, ve'et ha'ish ve'et kol mishpachto shelechu. Sort of like a Rachav story in a way, but not as detailed. And he showed them the entrance of the city, and they struck the city with the sword, edge of the sword, but the man and his entire family they let go. Vayelech ha'ish eretz hachitim, vayivin ir vayikra shema Luz, hu shema az hayom hazeh. And the man went to the land of the Hittites and built a city and called its name Luz. This is its name until this day. Maybe that day I'm saying, but today, I don't know, but maybe. All right. ולא הוריש מנשה את בית שען ואת בנותיה ואת תענך את בנותיה את יושבי דור ואת בנותיה ואת יושבי יבלעם ואת בנותיה ואת יושבי מגידו ואת בנותיה ויואל הכנעני לשבת בארץ הזאת. And Menashe did not drive out the inhabitants of Beth Shean and its towns, Tanakh and its towns, the inhabitants of Dor and its towns, the inhabitants of Yiblaam and its towns, the inhabitants of Megiddo and its towns. The Canaanites wanted to remain in this land. Vayihi ki chazak Yisrael vayasem et haknaani lamas v'horesh lo horishu. And it was when Israel became strong that they put the Canaanites to tribute, but they did not drive them out. ואפרים לא הוריש את הכנעני היושב בגזר, וישב הכנעני בקרבו בגזר. And Ephraim did not drive out the Canaanites that dwelt in Gezer, and the Canaanites dwelt among them in Gezer. זבולון לא הוריש את יושבי קטרון, את יושבי נחלול, ויושב הכנעני בקרבו, ויהיו למס. Zebulun did not drive out the inhabitants of Kitron, nor the inhabitants of Nahalol, and the Canaanites dwelt among them and became tributary. Asher lo horish et yoshvei Akko, v'et yoshvei Tzidon, v'et Achlav, v'et Achziv, v'et Chelba, v'et Afik, v'et Rehov. Asher did not drive out the inhabitants of Akko, nor the inhabitants of Zidon, or of Achlav, or Achziv, nor of Chelba, nor of Apik, nor of Rehov. Vayeshev Asheri b'kerev HaKna'ani Yoshvei Haaretz ki lo horisho. And the Asherites dwelt among the Canaanites, the inhabitants of the land, for they did not drive them out. Naphtali lo horish et Yoshvei Bet Shemesh ve'et Yoshvei Bet Anat vayeshev b'kerev HaKna'ani Yoshvei Haaretz v'Yoshvei Bet Shemesh u'Bet Anat hayu lahem lamas. Naphtali did not drive out the inhabitants of Beth Shemesh, nor the inhabitants of Beth Anath, and he dwelt among the Canaanites, the inhabitants of the land, and the inhabitants of Beth Shemesh and Beth Anath became tributary to them. Vayilchatzu ha'emori et bnei Dan ehara ki lo nitano laredet la'emek. And the Amorites forced the children of Dan to the mountain, for they would not let them come down to the valley. Vayoel ha'emori leshevet bahar cheres be'ayalon uvesha'alvim vatichbad yad bet Yosef vayiyu lamas. And the Amorites wanted to remain on Mount Cheres in Ayalon and in Shalabim, but the hand of the house of Joseph prevailed, and they became tributary. וגבול האמורי ממעלה עקרבים מהסלע ומעלה And the border of the Amorites was from Ma'ale Akrabim, from the rock upward.